Hey, what's happening? Paul Ingram here with College Center. For today's training, we're going to be taking a look at some basic knife moves. So you're going to need a couple of training knives. If you do not have training knives like this, that's okay. Go ahead and grab 2 sticks. If you don't have that, you can also just grab 2 spoons out of the kitchen, and that'll work for today as well. If you're brand new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. If you like training knives, smash that thumbs up button. Leave me a comment below, and let's go ahead and get training. In today's training, we're taking a look at some of the basic technique development drills on the knife thrust. So we're taking a look at some basic knife thrusting techniques. So we're going to be utilizing both of our hands here. So, we'll kind of just take it nice and easy, very beginner, and just start developing some of the coordination on the single knife, both hands, and then we can kind of put it together in a nice little kind of double knife drill as well. All right, the thrusting is really important. Here at College Center, we view the thrusting as the primary knife tactic, followed by the slashing, which is the secondary knife tactic. And the reason for that is that obviously slashing is very, very good, and it's a great way to neutralize the weapon and all that stuff. But when it comes down to the most damage done with the knife, it really comes down to the thrust, because the thrust is going all the way down into the organs and into the bones and all that stuff. So the thrust is the primary tactic that we look at here at College Center, when it looks at when we're looking at the knife. So we train thrusts first. We kind of get that handling down, and then we go into the slashing and then so forth from there. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. The basics on the thrust is that there's really only 3 basics. We have the center line thrust, we have a backhand thrust, and we have a forehand thrust. So here at College Center, we label those as numbers just because it just makes it easier for us. And we just call this our number 1, which is our center line thrust, our 2 thrust, which is our backhand, and then our 3 thrust, which is our forehand right there. And we keep it very simple right now. We don't have to worry about all these different energies or anything like that. We're just going to be focusing on just looking at it as like jabbing thrusts, because we're just looking at the basic thrust and then understanding these 3 basic positions: center line, backhand, and forehand. So that's the first drill right there. Very, very simple. We just start off with that right hand, thrust to the center line, thrust to the backhand, thrust to the forehand, and then bring it back. And you're going to see how it's retracting with every single one here. So I'm going to thrust, bring it back, thrust, retract it, thrust, retract it back right there. So 1, 2, and 3 right here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. One more time. Right there. Very, very simple. Nothing complicated about that. Very gross motor skills, very natural skills, natural movements for the body. So once we train that in our right hand, we also want to make sure we're training those movements in the left hand so we can start building that coordination as well. So we got our 1, our 2, and our 3 right there on the left hand. Center line, backhand, and forehand. So right here, bop. And again, we're just kind of doing more of like a broken energy where we're thrusting, retracting, thrust, retract, thrust, and retract. Okay? As far as targeting right now, we're not usually, we don't put numbers on necessarily the targets, but we do look at numbers more so on the angle. So obviously the center line is going anywhere up the center line: groin, abdomen, right, abdominal aorta, neck, throat, face, anything like that. So anywhere along the center line right there. Okay, the backhand is, that could be going into, the lung. It could be going up, through the armpit. It could be going into the neck. It could be going into, one of the eyes, something like that. Obviously the other side, if I'm striking with my right hand, that might be going towards the liver, the lung, the armpit, neck, eyes, anything like that. And then on the forehand side, right, it would be the same thing, just the other side of the body. So that's really where the targeting goes. You can kind of start selecting, doing different target selecting and all that while you're training these motions out. So what I like to do with these basic drills here is kind of rep them out, make sure I got the coordination on the right hand, and then make sure I have the coordination on the left hand. It really doesn't take too much, maybe 10, 20 reps per side. And then what I like to do is kind of alternate them. So I'll go into the right side right here and then right away to the left side. And this just kind of gets the brain to start operating a little bit different. Okay, a little bit of right hand to the left hand, so you can visualize the path of the thrusts just a little bit differently than if you're only isolating one side. Okay, that's very, very easy. So make sure though, even though that it's easy, even though that it's simple, make sure you still spend time with that. You know, even when I'm training like the very basic fundamentals, like day one stuff, I still go back and I train that stuff, and I'm always looking at ways, how do I make it better? How do I get my coordination better? How do I add this into more agility and increase my agility, right? I'm always looking at how do I improve, even if it's day one lessons. Okay? There's no such thing as overtraining when it comes to the technical skill and the understanding of the knowledge and all that stuff. So the next drill that we're going to go into is a little bit more of like a Sinawali drill. It's a little bit more of a weave drill where we get to kind of work both hands within one drill. So I'll kind of show you what it looks like, and then we'll go ahead and break it down. So I'm going to start off on the right hand. I hit that center line, that 1, there's the 2 on the left, and then the 3 right here on the right. As it comes back, I hit the 1 on the left, the 2 on the right, and then the 3 right there on the left. And we're going to just kind of cycle this out right here. Bop, bop, right here. Okay, and this is a great way to start getting the hands to kind of chain together, to work together. That's what Sinawali means, is to weave. So we're kind of weaving our hands to get them to work together. So let's go ahead and break this one down. So the important thing when we're starting to look at these types of drills is we have to make sure that our techniques, that no weapon is intersecting another part of our body. Okay, so this is going to be very, very important. Sometimes like people will send me videos of their training, and even though they're training with training gear, which is highly recommended, but when they start getting into double weapons, especially double knife, they don't realize that they're doing this type of motions, and they're starting to put the edged weapon, right? They're putting a part of their body in the path of that main edge on the weapon, and we really want to make sure we are avoiding that. Because that's when we start having these accidents where we end up, cutting ourselves if we were ever to be doing these things with, live blades and things. So from here, we're going to start off with this thrust on the right hand. My left hand comes underneath into the 2 position. Now you're going to see that when this thrusts, my right hand is pulling back as well. You can see there's nothing in the way of this. Okay? It's very important that even if I'm thrusting like this, you're going to see how that blade turns. Okay? I don't want to keep it here and then bring this here, because now you're going to see how my hand is in that path. So we got to be very aware and very observant of what we're doing with our weapons. So as I thrust here, this is going to turn, and it takes it off the path of my left hand. As I thrust, this comes back. Yeah, right there. Now as my forehand thrust on my right hand, then I'm going to go ahead and chamber my left back down to my hip. I'm getting it ready for the other side. So as this comes out, you're going to see how my right hand starts to dip. So see how that cutting path, there's no intersecting right there. Boom, right there. Now my right hand is underneath. Here it comes out. It comes out. Notice that my left hand is clear, right? There's no interference there. Boom. And then here comes that number 3 on that left hand side. And then same thing here. As I thrust this, see, I got to make sure that it's clear. Boom, right there. There's 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3 on the left hand side, right there. Okay, let's show you from another angle, nice and slow. So we have our 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3, right there. Yep, we got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it takes a little bit of practice here to build that coordination, to make sure that you are not running the blade edge into the into the path of another part of your own body or anything like that. Very, very important. So you have to go very, very slow with this one in the beginning. Take your time. If you got to watch this video over and over again, there's a little gear icon. If you hover the screen, if you hover the video right now, there's a little gear icon that's going to pop up on one of the bottom corners of the screen, and you can click that, and then there's a selection there for speed. On YouTube, you can choose to slow down or speed up the videos. So if you need to slow this video down even more to see this at an even slower speed, then go ahead, click that gear, and then you can make that speed adjustment. All right, so work this one out nice and slow. Boom, right there. And then see how fast you can start to get it. And if you get it, leave me a comment below and tell me how well you got it. All right guys, so that's what I got for you today as far as our knife training. A little bit of single knife, a little bit of double knife, working the basic techniques of our thrusts. So hopefully you guys are gonna have fun with that. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Make sure to smash that thumbs up button, comment below, leave me a cool comment below, and then feel free to share this video with all of your friends out there. You know, it's very important that we can spread the love of the art, you know, of Kali and all that. So go ahead and share the video with your friends. If you want to continue your training with us here at Kali Center, there's a couple things you can do. Number one, hit the join button right below this video and check out becoming a sponsor of the channel. We have a lot of exclusive training videos here that is on the YouTube channel, but they're only available to our sponsors. So if you check out becoming a sponsor, you get access to all of those exclusive training videos. Plus we have a lot of other really cool stuff, really cool little perks and things for our sponsors here on the channel. You can also head over to KaliCenter.com and check out our further training programs and courses and DVD downloads. We have a lot of great training materials out there that's available for you, so you can train with us no matter where you are in the world. So head on outside, go ahead and grab your training knives, head on outside, or your spoons if you don't have training knives, and go give this one a go. Check out some of the other videos here on the channel. We have over 600 free training videos here on the channel, so check those out, get some training in, and make sure to get outside if you can and let nature be your Kali dojo. It's going to help out a lot more. Plus it's always good to get some sun, some fresh air, and you know, if you start getting frustrated or anything like that, you know, that good fresh air and sun and everything kind of helps to release that that stress and everything. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Be careful, stay safe, but most importantly, have fun. All right, later.